Hi, Katie, Andrew, and Connor. I hope you guys are all doing well today. This is your video lesson. There are two things I'm going to talk about, but they're pretty important things. First is horizontal hand. I'll go in more detail about that. Excuse me. And then number two is a starting thumb technique. I know we're taking a break for a little bit, but it'd be kind of good for him to maybe start kind of playing around with that a little bit. That way, when he decides he's ready to come on back again, he can pick up where kind of where we left off. So, and likewise, if you have any questions at the end of this lesson, feel free to shoot me over any videos or anything you'd like me to take a look at. I'd be more than happy to give my 2 cents. Cool. Let's get to it. So. First thing is horizontal hand. I know I've been talking about this the last few lessons, but it's a pretty big thing to get down. So, first thing is roll my sleeve up so you can see a little bit better. So I'm going to let my hand drop, okay, and I'm going to bring it up to the fretboard. And my first finger is going to be kind of parked around where the second fret is, and I'm going to bring my hand right up against the wood right there. And so I had some people this week, I can't remember if Connor had this where we talked about it. I think we talked about it a little bit, but I want to bring the point back up again, is that you don't want to be squared up with the neck like this. See how my elbow is way out like here, right? I don't want my my fingers to be like right up against the fretboard like this, like in the straight line. I had a student the other day, I was trying to explain to a younger student how this how the alignment kind of worked, and I noticed that it goes along those lines in your hand, and I looked at his palm like, oh, I'm sorry, you're not going to live a long life. You're going to live an extremely long life. It looks like 2,000 to 3,000 years at the very least. And he's like, oh, so I must be like a wizard or something like that. So I thought it was kind of funny they called him his wizard line. So I thought that was kind of cute. So I've been kind of adopting that. So you got your wizard's lines right here. And maybe it works for both the younger kids. But anyway, so think of it that way. So you're kind of following these lines right here. It's like a line going down this way, right? So starting up here and working our way down past there. So I bump that up against the fretboard, right? And I'm following those lines. So if I push it here and again, right, you can kind of see where that was, like kind of roughly following that line right there. Bring that up there. And my thumb is right behind where the second finger is, right? And if you notice here, if I try to bring my elbow out, it turns that, so all of a sudden now instead of being like this, I'm turning and squaring up with the neck. So you don't want that. You want the elbow to actually kind of like fall naturally, kind of almost even tucked up against the side of your body right there. So your elbow's in, got your fingers arched over top, all right? Don't worry about putting these guys down yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pinky, I'm going to land it here on the 5th fret of the 4th string, and what I'm looking for is making sure that's nice and tall, like a tall pinky right here, tall and round. See these guys right here? I don't want them flying away. You can just touch. You can touch the 4th string if you like. Don't put them down yet. So and then play that note. And then I'm going to let that fall. And what you want to do is you want to get used to bringing the hand up in that position before we start doing notes over here. And I had this question this other question pop up too in another lesson earlier this week. Was that, wait a minute, should I stop working on my D major scale to practice this? And I'm like, well, no, let's practice this separately. And as you get more proficient at bringing your hand up into that position, it'll slowly integrate itself into the D major scale. So don't feel like I shouldn't be practicing the D major scale or my D major scale is wrong. No, the D major scale is right. You're playing the right notes. We're just refining the technique. So don't get hung up on let's stop D major and not do it until it's perfect. If that were the case, I wouldn't play guitar at all because nothing's ever 100% perfect in my playing in my eyes. I'm doing this a long time and I'm still finding stuff that I need to correct. I was actually working on some right hand stuff this morning. So don't get hung up on things like that. Still practice the D major scale. Still work on Rigadoon, right? Bring the hand up. These are two totally separate things, right? See up again. I bring it up. Got my hand across my wizard lines, and then I have my tall pinky. I place that there, and I just kind of keep these fingers arched. And notice how my wrist is nice and straight right here, right? And then what it'll look like at the end, like obviously don't practice this part, just literally get this up to the fretboard, right? So, and if you notice right here, as I go up the D major scale, you notice how I'm not staying in that. So don't try to I have another student who was trying to force this D major, the horizontal hand, into his G major scale. And he tried his darndest, but I told him, don't do that. It's two separate things. It's two separate things. It's just for this one area right here, for these bass strings, that is. All right, cool. So work on that. Next thing is thumb technique. Like I said, I know we're kind of coming to a conclusion right now, but I think it's still important, like for him to kind of see like what the next thing is going to be when he decides he's ready to pick her back up again. Maybe when the soccer season's over or something. I know he's getting into that, which is cool. A lot of my students are into soccer, and some of them is like almost like a religion. I had one kid doing like the indoor soccer and outdoor soccer like at the same time, like Monday, Wednesday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. It's crazy, but anyway. So you take that index finger and you'll touch the G string, right? So I got my index finger over here, and all I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna let me put that finger right here, touching the string, right? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my thumb here, and I'm just gonna touch the 5th string. You notice how my thumb is parallel with the string? I mean, there's a slight turn inward, but it's not this. So my thumb is parallel. If I push down on it, I don't know if you can see that very well, but like you can see right here on the edge of my thumb. So I'm not like in the middle of my thumb or anything like that. I'm literally on the edge of the thumb, and from like, say this is straight right here, I'm turned in like this. So just ever so slight. So you get your index finger there, and you kind of turn your thumb in, and you got it parked right there. Right? So I place that thumb on the 5th string. Index finger is touching 3. It's not like in the string like this. It's literally just on the tip of the finger. Touch that there. I'm going to push through the string. So I push, and I'm not going to rest on the string below. That's a different stroke. Push through, and when I push through, I'm going to come down. I'll do it from this angle too, so you can see it maybe a bit better. I push, and I come up and meet the tip joint of my index finger, and I make a little cross. So if you look like, which would be the best way to look, see I can make a little X with my thumb and forefinger. So I touch, push, and I land right on the tip joint of my pointer finger. Touch, push, touch, push, touch, push, or touch, play. Some people say that. I think I like touch, push, because it's like you're pushing through the strings. You're not plucking the strings. So touch, push, touch, push. Just do that string first, and if he feels very comfortable with it, you can kind of go through the other bass strings, right? Just like that right there. Cool. That's what I want you guys to work on. Obviously, pieces I can't speak to if I can't see them. If you want me to take a look at any pieces, you just have him play something and send it on over to me. You can text or email me if you want, and I'll let you know what I think. Awesome. There it is. Like I said before, any questions you have, shoot them, fire them over to me. Looking forward to seeing you in person one last time for maybe a little bit next week. So I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.